Fortunately, Streamlabs won't let me multi-stream to multiple platforms until the account is 60 days old or something.
It's gonna be pretty low-hanging.
How do I find my own?
Well. And then my suggestion for you would be
to validate whether or not I'm live. Literally, where is my... Okay, so I am live. Cool. All right, let's close some of these tabs. Maybe keep chat open. That's the sandbox. This is my... Okay, cool thing that I implemented on WeWrite. Again, WeWrite is the writing app where every page is a fundraiser. I implemented the email notification system, so now people get these emails that say, hey, somebody linked to your page, or there's a bunch of other email types. And you can unsubscribe from them. You can subscribe to them, whatever. So yeah, that's cool. And right now, I was like, you'll notice down here in Claude, it's talking about the particle animation and stuff. So I'm playing around with this right here, this particle animation when you increase your allocation. So yeah, just working on that. And let's see how far we get. I am going to give Claude this little design feedback here. I'm gonna say all of these gaps should be the same. Okay, so let's paste that in and say all of these gaps between the, what are they called? The allocation bar elements should be the same. It's too wide between this element and the available element. And the terminology I'm using to vibe code this is that these 3 sections in your allocation bar, this blue part is how much I'm donating to this page. So I call it, this one over here is other pages that I'm donating to, and this is available. So obviously, as I click plus, it decreases the available and increases the this. And I also need to improve the design of this details view. Oh, another thing, just in general, all the buttons have this fun little animation, so that's nice. I've got a cough or runny nose, so I've got ultimate podcast voice right now. How do I view my... I think Streamlabs has, yeah, so multi-chat. Maybe this would be fun to have open, or I don't know, it doesn't really show stats. Because I'm looking over at my Streamlabs and I'm like, this Streamlabs is not, it's not really showing very much information. Maybe I guess the mini feed is all I need. It's probably shows comments. I still don't know how to stream. Eventually it'd be cool to put chat on the screen. That'd be fun. Here, okay, so let's grab our Twitch link. And let's just tell people about it. Alrighty. See, it's so weird. I see stats on Twitch, but not on Streamlabs. But it's probably because I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, and I'm really sad about the whole Streamlabs won't let me multi-stream until 60 days from now. Because that was the whole point I got Streamlabs. Why have Streamlabs if you can't multi-stream? There's no point. Okay, so let's see what Claude said. Oh, also, by the way, shout out to the founder of MoviePal, he told me about Claude Opus 4.5, and I had been using ChatGPT 5.1 or whatever. So, GOAT for telling me about the secret sauce. Okay, yep, now this is fixed, that little design inconsistency. This does look better. It's emitting from the left side. So I'm going to tell it the particles are emitting from the left side of this container. Let's make them emit from the center. And I feel like they should emit from behind it. So I shouldn't actually see the origin point. So let's make them emit from the center, and also they should emit from behind this container so that the user cannot see their origin point, but it's like they explode from the perimeter of it. Outside, beyond the perimeter. Cool. And there should probably be something like when you're subtracting, like maybe it turns red or whatever, and it makes a sad face or something. That was a suggestion. Okay. Yeah, another feature that I've recently built is the ability to reply with different types of replies. Unfortunately, right now, it seems like the intended functionality is broken. So what it's supposed to do is when I reply to somebody's page, it asks agree or disagree. And if I say disagree, then the pre-filled text in my reply, because every reply is its own page. So I'm making a new page called, I don't know what the title is, but I name my new page, which is a reply, a disagree reply. And the pre-filled text should say, this is a disagreement with page by user. So that will immediately go ahead and start connecting the dots in terms of adding to the graph. You've now linked to their page. And the reply mechanic, it's not that people are in the comments ankle biting, it's that you're making your own page a polemic against my page. And I think that's like healthier for dialogue if people put their skin in the game and they actually, if you want to reply to me, get on stage. Everyone should be, which is untrue for Twitch because chat, I could just block you from chat. Okay, so let's see. Cool. It's still not emitting from behind the thing, but honestly, I don't super hate it. Let's see how it looks in light mode, though. Yeah, it looks all right in light mode. Sure. Okay, so one other thing I don't love about the floating allocation bar, which is not allocation bar, is, let me show y'all real quick. It's this like outer container. So let's say, did that already copy to my, let's remove this outer container background and padding for this around the allocation bar elements. Just have elements floating by themselves or whatever. Let's just say to match the embedded allocation bar style. That's a little itty bitty fix, but it's visually pretty. So yeah, the graph view, I am experimenting with paywalling. Like maybe you have 5 free graph views per day. I really want that. I'm looking at ways to make the whole experience, like you can pay for premium features and stuff. But obviously, like the majority of the money should, ideally, you spend all of your money on writers. And this right here, my $30 a month subscription, most of it should be going to other writers, like test user too. Probably in that detail view, we should actually show what somebody's subscription is. So this is a fake subscription in local testing, and it says 80. All right, let's see if we finished that work. Hold on, that was my own page. Yeah, and also you can't donate to your own page. That would be money laundering. Okay, that's weird. I think I just noticed that the filter isn't working properly. No, it is. Never mind. Okay, so I will say the embedded allocation bar still lacks the animation for the plus sign where the particles emit from this bar. It's so funny how I like literally use VS Code for nothing. It's just the terminal. Like, why wouldn't I just use terminal? I should make branded WeWrite mugs so that I can be on stream and shilling WeWrite merch. That's actually a good idea. Like, I've written about merch, but I didn't think about the streaming dimension. Okay, so this search takes a long time. Merch ideas. Okay, so I'm actually looking for WeWrite merch. And I swear, if this exists, I'm going to be so pissed at the search algorithm. We've got to... Okay. All right, what just happens? When I search merch in the search bar in production, it's not finding a page called WeWrite merch for some reason. Please investigate the search algorithm so that this query will find that result. Look for structural improvements we can make to the search results. Let's also look for performance improvements so that search results can appear faster. Break into multiple tasks if needed. Alrighty. Yeah, it's an early morning stream. Sorry to all of my millions of fans who are asleep. That's why nobody's joined. It's all good. Get some sleep. But don't sleep in. Y'all should be sleeping. Go to sleep at 9 p.m. and wake up early in the morning. That'll make you more powerful. Okay, the custom date card is not matching this card style. So let's see if that is the case in development, and if so, let's fix it next. But it's working on a bunch of stuff right now, so we can add it to our tasks notion. So here is my tasks notion, and I will say up next, let's make the custom date card underneath content pages match the same card style as the other page. What are those called? Metadata cards below the content page. Okay, so on the search stuff, it's saying fix substring matching for search. Reduce 2000 doc scan to 500. I don't want to only search 500 documents. Optimize n. Okay, so I guess it found an n+1 query, so that's good. Improve prioritization. How do you search for all records in a fast way? That's what I want. But whatever, I'll let Opus cook. I guess I can also send the link to the stream in my Telegram. I will be right back. All right. Okay, it says we're ruminating. And let me verify the chat. Okay, so it did a build test. It probably forgot to restart the dev server after the build test, like it always does. What's up, French door? Hey, HL in the house. Let's go. That's awesome. Y'all should put some Haiti Liberté stuff on WeWrite now that everything's shiny and beautiful. See if they can be on the cutting edge of the information war. By the way, right now I am fixing up the search algorithm because I just ran into a query that pissed me off. So hopefully it's fixed. Okay, reduce document scan. It says, dude, why are we reducing the document scan? Okay, I guess I'm just not smart enough to know how these like search queries work. So I'm gonna say it worries me that you said we reduced the document scan. Are we still searching for literally all documents? Or are we? Does that mean we're not searching all documents? I would like to have the ability to search all documents while also preserving performance. How can we do this? Do we need to re-architect the search system? What are best practices? French door, do you mean search results on WeWrite are inconsistent, or just like developing search functionality in general? because I probably agree with both, I think, but for sure the former. Okay, so for WeWrite, I recommend Algolia because they have a good integration. What the fuck? It's selling me some shit. It handles this case, no infrastructure to manage, instant results. Yeah, but what the hell is Algolia? Isn't that a country? Algolia search. I swear, dude, it's Opus is giving me an ad. It's, oh, do you want this fucking product? Sorry, I'll watch my mouth. This is a family-friendly stream. Articles that should match the query don't show up sometimes. Totally agree. Totally agree. And I also want to implement in-text searching, like to be able to search for strings that are not just titles. And maybe Algolia helps me with that. It's a cloud-based search engine. And I gotta add API keys. Bro, I hate environment variables so much. No infrastructure to manage. And pricing. Okay, what's the Algolia pricing? Dude, I swear Opus is selling me some snake oil. Okay. This just means set up y'all's subscriptions, please. If you believe in the mission, just pay or send a dono on the stream, because developing is not cheap. Okay. So grow, this is included. 10K search request is included, but what is the price? It doesn't even show the price. That's how you know it's a scam, because there's no pricing on the pricing page. I feel like Google must offer a service like this. Angola thing, yeah. Yeah, I do have Firebase keys already. So I guess we can ask, does Firebase not offer this sort of service itself? I don't want to set up another integration. Yeah, because like at other startups I've worked at, I would always hear engineers and stuff, and they'd be like, oh, we need to implement, what is Redis? What is that? Like, they would always talk about Redis, how fast and real-time data platform. It's like a memory to cache. Remote direct, dude, I don't know. But apparently it's like super fast or something. Like, what were they even using it for? What? I guess just to make things speedy? When to use it. It's most valuable. Fast access to relatively small or hot subsets of data. Queues, rate limiting, leaderboards. Yeah, but my leaderboards are monthly. And also it's not going to be a relatively small subset of data. It's going to be like, how does the Wikipedia search work? Okay. All right, so let's read this recommendation. So Firebase extension. Okay. So actually, yeah. Firebase extension, I can install this Algolia stuff directly, which is cool. There's an open source alternative too. Store searchable words on each document. Oh my gosh, that's such a bad suggestion. No, this is so stupid. Whoa, okay. So Firebase Data Connect. Why is it showing that? Firebase's newer database connect service supports searchable directives with Postgres. This would require migrating the data architecture. Okay. Title words. No, dude, I don't like this recommendation. Because title words, it's literally just going to remake all the titles. That's so stupid. Because eventually I want to add it to extend to even the body text too. Google explicitly recommends using third-party services for text search. Is Google... dude, I swear. Google's the stupidest company ever. I hope this is hosted on AWS and not whatever Google's thing is. Cloud. Okay. Let's see. I'm at a loss for words because normally Cloud gives good recommendations. Am I on the good model? How do I scroll all the way to the top? So I'll use the question mark or... Okay, so agents. What agent am I using? Because Opus would never do something this stupid. Hold on. Okay, so... memory model. Set AI model. I'm on default, which is Opus. Okay, so Opus is just having a bad day. How does Google not have its own search algorithm service? Yeah, dude. Because there's... It's literally a search company. Oh my gosh. They just don't want to... They don't want to sell the rope by which they'll hang. Understandable. Because their damn shareholders didn't allow it. Some engineer wanted to build it, I'm sure. But their shareholders stepped in and said, oh, this is actually threatens our moat. Shut up. Freaking private equity BS. Okay. Would I like to implement title words? No. Okay. All right. We're taking this to ChatGPT because Opus is stupid and didn't give any recommendations. So I'm trying to build a better, more reliable search service for WeWrite. Opus is suggesting, what was it called? It was like Algeria or something. Algolia. Algolia. But I don't want another integration. I might use Algolia because it's just like an extension and I wouldn't have to deal with keys. But also, is it worth it? What are my options? Like, what even is Algolia? Like, can I just make it myself? It is search as service. But, like, how does the technology work? It's pushed in through a REST API. It's indexed into specialized data structures. Like what? What's the data structure? It's a secret? What's the data structure they're using? Or is it a proprietary secret? Can I build it myself? It instead uses a combination of classic information retrieval structures, does a lot of low-level engineering to optimize for latency. Yeah, but can I just have Opus write assembly code? It's based on an inverted index plus additional data structures to support prefix search. Typo tolerance. It's proprietary. Give me... Oh, man. Can I build it myself? Okay, so open source. I've heard of people talk about Elasticsearch. Apparently, see a French door. Yeah, and apparently that's like a nightmare too. OpenSearch, inverted custom code for prefix. Distributed infra, replication sharding, multi-region routing. Okay, I'm not that advanced. If I want to learn, experiment with millisearch or typesense, which explicitly target. Okay. And I can expect how they implemented inverted index. Okay, cool. Yeah, it says if I should use Algolia because it's cheaper in engineering time. But if Opus can do it, that's not really engineering time off my back. Plus, dude, come on. You can't be having pretty girls for your search platform. That's just... You're obviously not that good of a search platform if you have to resort to using young women for that. So, where's chat? Okay, so let's see what chat said. Okay, so if I want blah blah blah, I need to run a search engine or buy one. Algolia is a classic buy it answer because it's fast to ship and it's hard to beat on the UX polish. I don't care about the UX, I care about the developer experience. Okay, so very dev friendly, typo tolerance out of the box, quick to tune, ranking. Whoa, let's go, baby. Also excellent, fast, strong, often feels more structured for multi-field schemes. I don't have multiple fields. Trade-off, I own uptime, backups, upgrades. Yeah. But I'm already... Your app writes canonical content to Postgres. Background indexer. Yeah, Elasticsearch, I've just heard horror stories. Hybrid keyword semantic. Keyword semantic. Keyboard retrieval with Postgres FTS. On Supabase. I'm not using Supabase. So I'm not using Supabase. I'm using Firebase. Kinda considering what's it called? Melee search. It's dev friendly. Yeah, I'll probably use that. Here's what it looks like in practice, plus the gotchas. Okay, so Firestore can't do real full text search. You can fake it with prefixes or keywords, but you won't get typo tolerance. Relevant ranking, phrase-ish matching, stop words, tokenization. Okay, cool. Managed millisearch. Yeah. Okay, but if I self-host... Architecture that works well. So I need an indexing pipeline. Clean pattern is Firestore's source of truth. Cloud function or cloud run job. It updates the index. Client calls your search API. Why not call millisearch from the client? Because the API is basically a skeleton key, even if you try to lock it down. Put a tiny server in the front. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I just don't know what a skeleton key is. Implementation blueprint. Okay. There's no slug. There's no tags. Author ID needs to be username. Ranking rules. So I'm going to have to run my own search indexing, which sucks. Like it's going to have to trigger every night or something. Batch rebuild job. Firestore triggers can fire a lot. They can spam my index. I don't have any private pages or groups, so that's fine. Popularity rankings feels wrong if you don't design it. Yep. Quality score. If you deploy it on something ephemeral without a volume, it will forget everything. Bro. I literally have no clue what any of this means. Practical rollout plan, index page. I don't want to index stuff. Oh, man. Public only index plus search API, nightly rebuild. It's boring, but... Oh, man. Yeah, maybe I have to use the title words approach if I don't want to do all this other nightmare stuff. Also, okay, in defense of not being reliant on search, make pages that link to the pages you want to find. So make a page called favorite pages, or a page called, I don't know, whatever. Also, the whole like multiple titles thing could actually make search better. So like when you click title settings and you have alternative titles. So I'm trying to think, maybe this like naive implementation does actually work with those other features. But it doesn't have fuzzy matching or typo matching. And it'll only find whole word matches. All right, let's fix this. Let's say fix the bottom footer button row. Fix the bottom footer positioning in our drawer component so that buttons in the footer are not touching the bottom of the screen. They should be reachable. And I'm gonna double check, because hopefully it's not just broken on this drawer. I'm gonna double check and see about like how it looks on the design system page. So going to admin. Man, it's taking a while to compile, bro. Thought the whole point of using bun was that it'd be faster. Okay, so under design system. And let's search drawer. Okay, so open drawer. Yep. Okay, and then drawer with form. Okay, so this is a good bare bones. It's just the bottom padding. But I'm glad the drawer looks good, looks sick. Dialogue still doesn't animate open, which I wish it did. Okay, the footer now uses safe area inset bottom. Weird. It's still not really working. I'm gonna do a hard refresh. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna be right back. 1 second. Oh, my mic is still on. Okay. I've literally been muted the whole time, like for the past 5 minutes. All good. How do I promote a stream? Like, sure, 8 a.m. is probably not a great time to stream, but like, how do you even promote it? It's such a pain. Also, I used to have music. Should we bring that back or no music? What are we thinking? Okay, so it said it's added the empty state. Yay! Okay, cool. No alternative titles, no messages. Yay, these are pretty. These. Okay, so there's size variants. And we don't super need these different size variants, but whatever. Cool. All right, one fix that I do want to get to, I'm trying to think. I'd like better clarity on what to do about search in the future. So maybe I just want to add it to our documentation. So for the search stuff, let's go ahead and add to our documentation a few different options of how we can make search better and scale and better and faster and scale better. Write about the pros and cons of, and then what was it called? It was like the Algeria thing. Algolia. And then what was the other that I liked the idea of? There were like some open source ones. So yeah, millisearch. Perhaps in our documentation we can have future, what would that be called? It's like roadmap stuff. Different. I kind of want to organize the docs by feature, and each feature is or maybe like by category, and then it has like current versus future. And I don't know if that should be in one document. For like search should have present and future. Let's see, in the docs, make it clear what exists presently versus what is to do and what is pending decisions about architecture. I don't even know. That's a kind of a jumbled, pretty crazy sentence to say, but whatever. So I want to close that thread. Just, I don't want to worry about search right now. But what I do want to fix is when you reply to somebody, it's not using that pre-filled text right now. So let's investigate. Also, I wonder if the embedded allocation bar has the animations yet. See, the problem is I'm so engineering that switching into marketing is gonna be hard. Shoot. Okay, so the embedded allocation bar still doesn't have. By the way, the embedded allocation bar still doesn't have the animations, the particle animations that I asked you to add. Let's ensure that these animations are on the core allocation bar component, and that the floating allocation bar and the embedded allocation bar are pulling from the same component, and add that component and its various states to the design system page as well. Okay, we are... How do you manage chat? Oh, man. Sorry, dude, but this is some spam. This is some spam. Bro, I swear there's nothing stupider than Twitch UI. Bro, I swear there's nothing stupider like how I can only pin somebody. How do I... Bro, Twitch is literally the stupidest app ever. I'm in mod view, and I can't... How do I show mod icons? There we go. What a stupid... Yeah. All right. Sorry, but if you're promoting view stream bots, you're banned. Yeah. Why did I ban that other guy, I wonder? Yeah. Banned for the same reason. Don't spam my chat. All right, anyways, I'm in tyrant mode. All right, so we are compacting update allocation bar to use shared component. Bro, it's so nice. Opus is so smart. I don't gotta do anything. I just have to think about how it should work, and then it works. It's amazing. Anthropic cooked with this one. They really did. All right, so it looks like we're doing a hot reload, but it's still going, so I will wait. What are all these? Yeah, it's still writing, so. What else is next? Custom date card. Yeah, that style. I don't think I sent that. Vercel Analytics is re-enabled. That is done. Fix the bottom section of the create insert link modal. What was this referring to? Do I have a picture? Yes. That might be fixed. Let me see. Hold on. Let's test this thing that we just did. Yep, clicking the embedded one still doesn't work. It works, but it's still not animating. Like this activity card? Okay. Yeah, maybe I gotta restart. So allocation. So it's only showing the composition bar. Okay. You're only showing the composition bar. I want you composition bar on the design system page. I want to see the allocation bar with the buttons and the composition bar inside of it. And let me double check allocation. Yeah, so the allocation bar. Okay. Also on the activity card component, please use the correct allocation bar component in there. Right now it's using some random fake one, which is just a, what is that called? It's like a progress bar. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Whoa. Didn't know you could switch between tabs that way. That's cool. I meant to do it here. Alright, so Search Console, are things... Probably won't see any changes for a little while on the search stuff. But I did run a bunch of SEO optimizations. Yeah. Okay, so I think it's almost done with the design system update. Sarah smiles like Sarah doesn't care. She lives in a world so unaware. I don't know why that song is stuck in my head. It's very silly song. Ba ba da ba da ba da ba ba. Oh man, dude, a whole bunch of stuff is happening. Okay, let's make the custom date. All right, so clicking on the graph view has now reverted to the, oh, okay, this has been fixed, so that is done. When a user clicks the feedback button on the global footer, let's pop a modal that lets them choose read others feedback. This needs QA because I'm pretty sure this is done. Fix the bottom section of the insert. Let's make the page suggestions use this card style. I think this is done. Yep, that's done. So let's make the page done. Let's make the reply section have a card style like all the other elements. I think that's done too. In the insert link flow, please allow me to search for a username to tag. I think that's actually already in production. Let's check. Yeah, this is for sure in production. Man, that search is slow. Yep, user. Cool. So let's mark that as done. Wait, in the insert link flow. So the ask is, can I tag a user? I wanted to tag a user the other day on a page, so let me find that page. It's under people I want to support, but I want to check and see if this bug, okay, that bug still exists. Okay, so people I want to support. Let me see if I can tag this person, because Jumbo Jubilee told me about Claude Opus 4.5. Ayo! Nice. So let me copy that. Jumbo for telling me about. Brilliant. So that can be marked as done. Beautiful. Protocol groundwork, virality loops. What ideas did I? Debates, disagreements. Yep, this is being this. Replies. Disagree. Agree. Those. Yep. Those are in place. Product growth ideas. Oh, this would be cool if the graph grew over time. That could be cool, but not worth it right now. Okay, cool. So now we can check the design system page to see how that looks. And I think it might need... Nope, okay, so we've got a build error. Sarah smiles like Sarah doesn't care. All right, so that should be fixed. Da, 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 da. See, when I don't play music, I just have to start singing. It's a curse. And honestly, the goal with WeWrite is that this unleashes consciousness and everybody starts figuring things out. Because if you can make little itty bitty words really fun for everyone to string together, you can facilitate like more debates and more disagreements and stuff, which is great. Because then we can get to the bottom of things. Like we can investigate things, we can talk about things. It's just better than the slop warfare that we're having right now. Okay, so allocation bar. Didn't update the allocation section. All right, so the plus empty. Okay, cool. So this one works. These are non-interactive demos, but this one is interactive, and then it. Okay. In the interactive demo section, please emulate the overspend behavior as well. Fix the key for allocated or available. Right now it's dashed, but it should be solid, or it should be outlined like it is in the actual allocation bar. And then this will allow us to play around with the idea of what the minus sign should do, what the minus button should do. What else was I looking for on this page? Oh yeah, we need to also add an interactive, also add the interactive allocation, embedded allocation bar to the activity card component on the design system page. It's using a wrong placeholder. Sarah smiles like Sarah doesn't care. One problem I have, and I don't yet know how I want to solve this, is that secondary and outline look very similar. And I like that outline is shiny. I like that secondary is shiny. I think it would look crappy for... Maybe they're just redundant. Maybe we kill all the outlines and just use secondary. Maybe we do that. That guy I banned, who was like promoting like the ability to bot the viewers. What even is the business model behind botted viewers? Obviously you pay for them, but I'm saying, like, are they real people? Do they, I guess they get in your chat and they comment stuff. But it's like, I guess it makes sense if you wanted to run an influence operation or whatever. You need to create fake sentiment or something. It's just weird, man. Yeah, what a gross thing. This is actually the Platonic... Wasn't it Plato's critique of democracy? He said democracy is an oligarchy. Because you can just pay off the people to bot stream viewers and stream chats. Plato was for sure talking about Twitch back then. Whereas a republic, it's like, all right, stand on business. So hopefully WeWrite facilitates the republic and not the cringe democracy, the soyocracy. I'm going to crash out if this embedded allocation bar doesn't have sparkles. Hey, let's go. It has sparkles. Excellent. Y'all just witnessed an uncrash out. I was like preparing to crash out and then I was like, oh, yay, it worked. Algolia is like Algeria and Angola. That's the problem. What does it even mean? Does it mean something? What does Algolia mean? It's literally nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Algorithm? Maybe? It's a crazy name. Because it sounds like a country. Somebody should start a country called that. Inspired. Yeah, so weird. Algolia. Yeah, new country just dropped. Okay. Alright, honestly, today I should do sales. Or maybe like a marketing video to explain some of the recent features and recent changes. And then start doing sales. I don't know how to do sales. But it's easier to sell this thing now that I'm prouder of it because it does say earnings are in beta, but I think earnings might actually work these days. And I have admin portal. These are the dev collections, so I'm not exposing anybody's shit. But I do have a monthly financials thing where I'm monitoring and trying to make sure that everything adds up. So this is the active subscriptions, who's spending money, and again, these are dev collections, and then the writer earnings of who's earning money, and then it also shows how close are they to the $25 payout threshold. So, yeah. That also buys me time if things aren't quite working. Ideally, everyone's below the $25 payout threshold, and we can just sort it out. But, dude, payments is such a nightmare. It's such a complex thing. Trying to think, maybe it'd be cool to like view as an admin, to view as a user so that I can make sure that everything on their end looks correct according to what is in the admin dashboard as well. So that might be, I should probably write that up. To do view admin ability to view as user, so admins can check, can QA all the numbers for earnings and such. Yeah, because I just, once payments is like fully bulletproof and airtight, then I'm more confident in selling and trying to get users on. But right now my sales pitch is just, hey, look how cool all these pretty graphs are. Like, I would love to get a guy like Ian Carroll on. I think that's how you spell it. A holy crap search. Wow. And I think he has maybe 2 L's, 2 R's. Bro, I might just have to go with Algeria or whatever. Angola. But this should sell. People, I feel like they'd be like, oh, I can write pages and it makes a cool little graph. That'd be cool. I like that. That's fun. Wonder if we can change the background color to match. Wonder if we can make the... Okay, let's test. For our graphs, can we make those background colors, make the canvas background color transparent so it shows whatever the background color is behind it? That way the card style, that way our translucent card styles show. Because otherwise, if it only takes an actual color value... Wait. No, these are not for... Oh, okay. It was thinking about open graph images. Background color, path, page graph, 3D. Yes, page graph. Background color. Because if not, we can just hard code it. But that means if I change the card style in the future, then I'll have to also change this. So I would like to not have to. Now let me also check in ready for alpha. Yeah. Cool. And Opus is great. I feel like... okay, so that hasn't worked yet, but maybe it's still cooking. But yeah, like this, that's cool as all get out. I don't know what gets you banned off Twitch. I'll be honest. I don't know what I can say and what I can't. But WeWrite is a free speech platform, So get on here and say your piece and talk about how all the mods swing a certain direction. Maybe I'll just go to Kick so I don't get preemptively banned. I'll preemptively ban myself from Twitch. Changed background color to page graph, user graph. It's still black. Okay, let's. It's still using its own opaque black color rather than being transparent and showing the card color. Because if somebody changes their card color, I would like for it to just automatically. This is why I love transparencies so much. Because also, like the background image. What if you change your background image? People got to be transparency pilled. Bro, I was at a startup and I came in and the design system was like, it was decently well put together, I guess. It had a lot of semantic tokens, which in their defense, I'm using semantic tokens too. But they had 0 alpha values. They had 0 transparencies. Oh, man. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. So then we found Radix. I worked with a engineer, like a product engineer, who was like a really sharp front end guy. We switched to Radix as our color primitives, which have transparency support. So that's what I'm using as well. Oh, let's refresh and see. Because if I polish this graph view, it's better sales material. It's, hey, this is a pretty graph. But if it has like a bunch of different colors and weird containers, and it's, oh, it's a pretty graph, but y'all could use some help. Man, these graphs still take... No, it's still black. Whatever, I might just tell it to... Ooh, now the nodes aren't even showing up. Now the graph itself is missing, which is bad. Please restore the graph nodes or the graph and... Oh, it's using null. Okay. Whatever. So I guess this graph just doesn't support transparency, which is fine. Wait. It does. Because on the landing page, on the logged out landing page, it supports it. Okay, so now the graph itself is missing, which is bad. Please restore the graph. Okay, so I know the graph can have a transparent background because that's how it looks on the logged out landing page with the graph feature card. So perhaps the graph component on the user profile graph tab has a different element giving the black background, which is inconsistent with the card's background color from the card style. Please remove any extra layers which are causing the wrong BG color. Let me also see if this is the case on other pages, because I think it is. The same can be said of the content page graph card. Please fix both. And just as a sanity check, I do want to make sure I am correct about the logged out landing page. So let's, is this a private tab? Yeah, okay, good, WeWrite. That is not a private tab. I'm not logged out. How do I open a private window? Command Shift N. New incognito tab. Okay, yeah. Get WeWrite app. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So the graph view does support transparency. I need to change these. They shouldn't be climate action and all this stuff. What topic should I have? Oh. Those are unreadable. Maybe only on the logged out landing page should the nodes and the edges be white. Hold on, how does it look in light mode? Oh, I see. Okay, so it looks fine in, woo, it changes to blue. Yeah, so that's part of the marketing too, is I need to talk about this new landing page that we have. I'm noticing a few problems on the landing page. Okay, so on the graph, all right, so I can go ahead and send this. But, okay, so on the landing page, let's just go ahead and write some tasks. So on the landing page, when clicking on the graph view, let graph feature card, let's open the graph in a drawer. Same with the other card features. So this map view, is that clickable? Same with map view, let's make that clickable and open a drawer with the map and its pins on it. And we probably don't need this for reply. And then just one other quick thing. On dark mode, let's make the graph nodes and edges on the graph card white. Keep them as accent in light mode. Okay. All right, so let's see, what progress are we making? All right. So I got to start selling and getting users on. So I'm not going to stream that because that's weird. And I might stream later. I might not. I do have to run some errands. But thanks for tuning in. And I will see you guys next time.